All right, this is pre-algebra lesson 1.2, order of operations. Okay, pre-algebra lesson 1.2, order of operations. We're on page 8. Okay, you've been doing this again for a long time. Order of operations is simply the rules for what order you do a string of math steps in. Okay. Here's the thing. If I was to go, 2 plus 3 times 4 divided by 6, depending on what order you go, the answers are different, right? I mean, it's no different than this. If I have 3 take away 5, or 5 take away 3. The answers are completely different, right? So here's the thing. Look, if I did this just from left to right, then this would be 2 plus 3 is 5 times 4 divided by 6, which is 5 times 4 is 20 divided by 6, comes out to about 3 point something, right? 3.3. That's if I did it that way. Right? Or what if somebody else decided, let me go back. What if somebody else decided that they were going to do the multiplication first and go, okay, 2 plus, and then, okay, they went 3 times 4 is 12 divided by 6, and then they went 2 plus 12 is 14 divided by 6, and that comes out to about 2.3. Wait, the first person did it, they got 3.3. Now this person got 2.3. Okay, and then what about the next person? What if they decided they were going to do the division first, and they went 4 divided by 6 is, what is that, 2/3, so 0.6, a line over it. And then they went, okay, 2 plus 3 is 5, times 4 is 20. 20 times 0.6 is, 12. Oh. Which one's right? So then here's the thing. They've come up with the order of operations so that we all are on the same page and that we always will, that everybody will do it the same way, right? The order of operations just says this. The order of operations. Here's the order. You do parentheses first. I would write this down just one time. You may know this by heart, whatever. Just write it down to humor me. You do parentheses first. Anything in parentheses is done first. The next thing you do is you do the exponents, right? Anytime there's an exponent, you do those next, exponents. Then you do, what's next, Multiplication. That's not true. It's multiply and divide. They're both on the same line. Multiply and divide. Which one's more important? Multiply or divide? Which one do you do first? In that string that we had, remember I had, 2 plus 3 times 4 divided by 6. Which one do I do first here? Multiply or divide? Why? So which one's more important? Multiply or divide? Neither. They're the exact same. Multiply and divide are the exact same. So then which one do I do first? What's the rule? If I have this, if I have 5 divided by 5 times 10, which one of these am I going to do first, the divide or the multiply? Why? Tell me the reason. It comes first, right? If they're tied, if they're both multiply and divide, you are reading from left to right, you do which one comes first. Multiply and divide are equal. Okay. And what about add or subtract? Which one is more important? Which one comes first, add or subtract? In the order of operations, which one comes first? Add? No. Which one comes first? They're equal again, right? They're the same. Adding and subtracting are the same. So then which one do you do first? Whichever one comes first. Reading from left to right, whichever one comes first. It's that simple. This is the order of operations right here. Now, let's look at this then. So here's the deal. 2 plus 3 times 7. If you look at this, right, we have a string of things to do. You always consult, and you are going to get good at this. You will get to the point where you don't need to look at the order of operations. You just know the order of operations. And so you're just going to look at this and go, okay, you're going to consult the order of operations. Do you see any parentheses in that? No. So then I don't have to worry about it. Do you see any exponents in that? No. Okay, then you don't have to worry about it. Do you see any multiply or divide? Yes. So then we have to do that first. Watch what I do. Watch what I do. You do those first. What is 3 times 7? Now you bring down the rest. You bring this down. 2 plus 21 is 23. Okay. If I had, listen, the part that gets most students who aren't good at this is what will they do? You tell me, what will they likely do? They'll go 2 plus 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 times 7 is 35. Is that the answer? No. That wasn't the answer, right? And so that's why we have the order of operations. Multiply first, then keep going. Makes sense? Okay, what about this then? What if I have an ugly one like, well, look on page 8, okay, and you do number, on the very bottom of page 8, do the check your understanding, example 1, letter C. You're just doing it. This is all practice. All right, you should be done. Looking at this, what am I going to do first? We should consult the order of operations. Let's just go together. Going down, do you see any parentheses? No. No. Exponents? No. Multiply or divide?
Yes.
Oh, we've got to do that first. Now look, this is important. What is 1 times 7? 7. Now, what if I had done this? It is 7. That's true. If I did that, well, we'll just leave it like that for now. 1 times 7. Then what do? Now I bring down the rest. Now I bring this down. I make this 10 minus 7 is 3. And there's our answer. How many of you got 3? Okay, good. Good. Okay, now we're going to go to one that's a little more difficult. Okay, let me give you one before we do anything. We'll go... do that one for me. Okay, here we go. So here's the deal. This is where you go over here and you consult the order of operations. What am I going to do first? Which is 3 minus 1 is 2. Now that I've done that, it's okay that you leave the parentheses there. It really is. It doesn't, it's not a big deal. But is there anything else to do inside that parentheses? The answer is no. So even though we can leave that parentheses there, which is fine, there's nothing else to do in there. So, okay, we're going to bring everything else down. 6 plus 8 divided by. Do you see how I brought everything else down? Now what do I do? Consult. Is there any more parentheses? No. Is there any other exponents? Okay, is there any multiply or divide? Yes, I have to divide now. It's 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Bring down the 6 plus 4 is 10. How many of you got 10? It's okay if you didn't. Just, you all got 10? That's really good if you guys are... Okay, now we get to the more complicated stuff. I agree. That stuff you would have had in 5th grade. That's true. I would have given those questions to 5th graders. Now let's do something else. Let's do this one here. We've got 10 divided by, do brackets, 9 minus 2 times 2. I know, relax. Okay, here's the deal. The only reason why they put brackets is so that you are aware as to which ones are pairs. Brackets, parentheses are the same thing. None of them are more important than the other. They're all the same thing. I mean, eventually I could do one that looked like this, right? I could do one that looks like that, and they're squiggly lines. They're still the same thing, okay? So here's the deal. Let's go through this. Let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about this. I don't want you to do it yet. I want to talk about this one. Are you watching? I don't want you to do it. I want to talk about it. Nothing changes about the rules. That's what's awesome about algebra, is there are rules and nothing changes. Just because things get ugly does not mean that anything changes. The rules don't change. So here's the deal. The first thing we look for is you go down the order of operations is you look for parentheses. Do you see any parentheses? Oh yeah, there's a couple of sets of parentheses. Agreed? Yeah. So then which one do you do first? You do, what's the rule? The one that shows up first. You do the one that shows up first. It's left to right. Now pay attention. This is important that you get this. You go left to right, just like with the rules, right? Left to right. That means that we are going to be doing this guy right here. I'll highlight this guy right here. We're going to be doing that guy first. What you do is now we're going to do the parentheses first. Okay, so inside of that set of parentheses is like a whole brand new problem. Okay, we've got to do the parentheses first, which in this case is the brackets. We got to do what's in the brackets first. So inside the brackets, we have to re-ask ourselves the whole thing. Inside the brackets, what do you see? I see parentheses. Oh, so then we go over here and go, okay, we have to do that first. What is 2 times 2? 4. Put in parentheses, 9 minus 4. It's still in brackets. Do you see what I'm talking about? Okay. And then you bring out 10 divided by. I would always rewrite everything. If I were you, I would always rewrite the rest. A lot of people don't. But I do. I do. As your teacher, I do. Now here's the thing. Now what do I do? 9 minus 4 is 5. You can leave it in brackets if you want to. 10 divided by 5. Now there's something else to do. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So even though technically you go left to right, when you're doing parentheses, you're going to do the one that is the most in the middle, right? The one that is the most in the middle of the sandwich. But really, you are still following the rules. We did this set of brackets first, right? Whenever you have parentheses inside of parentheses, you go to the first set of parentheses and go, okay, I have a brand new problem. I got to do it again. Looking inside and go, ooh, there's another set of parentheses. I mean, I could give you one where there's 3 sets. I'll give you one now. Let's do a nasty one. Let's get a really good one here. Let's go or plus, and then we'll go like this. Do that one for me. Do it for me. Okay, I did this one so that I can prove the point that you just follow the rules and do the right order and you're fine. This one's dealing with almost all parentheses. I see parentheses, I see brackets, I see I don't know what they're called, something. The squigglies, yeah. I'm sure they're called something. I just don't know. Anyway. So we go through the gambit. We do this thing the right way. We look at this and go, do you see any parentheses? Yes. Oh, yeah, tons. Which one do I do first? The one that comes first. I go over here, I do this first. Okay, so inside of these little squigglies, inside of these, it's a brand new problem. And I look and go, okay, do you see any parentheses? Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, so inside there, you do the first one first. I'm going to do this one. Okay, well, inside of that is a brand new problem. Inside that brand new problem, what do you see? Parentheses. Okay, we got to do those. What is 2 plus 2? 4. 8 minus 4. Should be in brackets, right? This can be in parentheses. Okay, and I bring everything else out. Squiggly line divided by 4. Squiggly line 4 plus. I did that. Does that make sense? Okay, now let's go back out to the beginning. I'm going to do the squiggly lines first. Inside the squiggly lines, I see brackets, which is like parentheses. Okay, let's do those. What is 8 minus 4? 4. In brackets, divided by 4. Both of those in the squiggly lines, 4 plus. Okay, now what? I go back out and go, okay, let's do the squigglies now. Is there anything else inside? Is there inside the squigglies? What do you see? Any other parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiply or divide? Yes. Oh, there's only one thing to do. What is 4 divided by 4? 1. Which is now makes this in the squigglies. 4 plus 1 is 5. Did anybody get 5? Did you really? You got 5? Yeah, it's weird, right? It's kind of funky. Good. That's good. That's, a lot of parentheses, a lot of things to keep track of. But you just go through it slow. You go through it, and you're fine. Okay. Let's do let's do a practice one here. Yeah, no, I know. Okay, let's try it. Look at the bottom of page 9. Do the check your understanding. Example 3, letter A, which is this. Okay, do that one for me. Okay, let's take a look at this. Do you see any parentheses? Yeah, okay, brackets. All right, so we're going to do the brackets first. Anytime that happens, it's a brand new problem. Inside the brackets, what do you look for? You look for parentheses. Do you see any? Yes. Yeah. 13 minus 4 is? 9. Still in parentheses, divided by 3, in brackets, and then there's a 2. You know where people make a lot of mistakes is they just forget to rewrite things, right? As you're bringing stuff down, you will leave something off, and then that'll throw you off. And so we're back out to the brackets. Is there any other parentheses inside the brackets? Not really. Are we counting that as parentheses when the parentheses is just around a single number? Is there anything to do? No. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. In brackets. Doesn't really matter. What does the 2 right next to that mean? Multiply, right? 2 times 3 is 6. How many of you got 6? Okay, what did you do wrong?
I don't know. I added instead of multiplied.
So you made 5? Okay. Makes sense. Okay, I'm going to show you something else. This is an important one. I'm going to go like this really quick. I'm going to go 2. This one's not anywhere. Okay, 2 plus 8 minus 4 divided by 4. Now, here's the deal. I need to explain something to you. The first thing you need to look for is, in the order of operations, what do you always look for, Lauren? In the order of operations, you look for parentheses. Okay. Here's the weird thing about this. Ready? Do you see any parentheses there? No. There are. You just don't see them. Here's the deal. Okay? Here's the deal. Whenever you have a string of, like a big, humongous division problem, 6 plus 2 divided by 2 divided by, 7 minus 5. Here's the deal. You ready for the deal? There is parentheses on the top and there's parentheses on the bottom. Okay? They're just invisible. You always do the whole top and then you do the whole bottom and then you divide. Does that make sense? And that's why there's parentheses there, because you're going to take care of the whole top, and then you're going to take care of the whole bottom. You're going to simplify the top, then you're going to simplify the bottom, and then you're going to divide. So then because of that, because you're going to take care of the whole top, before you divide, what does that mean there really is around the whole top? Parentheses. Does that make sense? So then in this question up here, if I say is there parentheses, the answer is yes. It's right there. Do I need to put parentheses down there by the 4? No, because there's no operation to be done. But there is parentheses around this. You just can't see it. Does that make sense? So then the first thing you should do in this situation would be 8 minus 4. Okay? So let's rewrite it. That would be 2 plus 4 over 4. Now what do I do? What's the next thing? Do I do 2 plus? No. You look for, is there more parentheses? No. Is there any exponents? No. Is there multiply or divide? Yes. What is 4 divided by 4? 1, so 2 plus 1 is 3. Make sense? Okay. So then, now that you know that rule, do the bottom of page 9, example 3, letter B. Okay, here we go. So then, first thing you do is look for parentheses. Do you see any? Yes, it's invisible. There's invisible things all the time in math. You realize that, right? Like if I said, is there a decimal point there? Is there a decimal point with that 5? The answer is, yeah, it's just invisible. Where is it at?
After.
Right after, right? It's 5 point, right? And so, also, if I have the number 5, is there a plus sign in front of that 5? Yeah, it's just invisible, right? There's like a little invisible plus sign there. You know what I mean? And then as we go on later, there's actually an invisible exponent there too, but we'll get to that later. That's 5 to the first power, which means there's only one 5, but we'll get to that. Anyway, the point is there's lots of invisible things. There happens to be an invisible set of parentheses there. It just tells you got to do it first, right? So, okay, let's do that first then. So we have 1 plus, what is 10 minus 2? 8. Divided by 4. Any other parentheses that we need to do? No. Any exponents? No. Any multiplier divide? Yeah, 8 divided by 4 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. How many of you got 3? Does it make sense? Okay. You know, now turn to page 11. There just is not, okay, we'll do one of these. We'll do one just so we can say that we've done it. Let's look at number 33. I want you to do 33 for me. You guys all understand the greater than, less than, or equal to symbols, right? Okay, so then I want you to do number 33. I'll write it up here, but you can get started now. Okay, let's look at this. This is two separate problems, okay? So on this first one, do you see any parentheses? No. Any exponents? Multiply or divide? 15 times 3 is? 45 minus 2 is 43. This side is 43. Over here, do you see any parentheses? 3 times 3 minus 2 is? 1. 15 times, I won't even put the, well, this doesn't really matter. 15 times 1 is? 15. Which one's bigger?
15 times 3.
Which one is bigger? So you just say 43, right? So it's this one. Open mouth, well, alligator's mouth is open toward the bigger one, right? That's that simple. That's how you remember it. How do you read this? It is greater than, but you just imagine that you're reading it from left to right, right? So you would say that 43 is greater than 15. Or you could say 15 times 3 minus 2 is greater than. But you have to, that is the greater than symbol. Does that make sense? You got to look at it from left to right. And so you'd say greater than. There's a lot of times on your homework that it gets a little confusing. When I say greater than and you see this and you're like, is that greater than or less than? And, okay. Yeah. The answer is yes, but that's not always true anymore. You're in algebra now, so, but yeah, you're good. Okay, okay, here's another question. Look at this one. 7 plus 4 times 6 equals 66. Now, here's the deal. What should, just watch. What, in this situation, what should we do first? Should we do 4 times 6 first? Right? Okay. Here's the deal. So what is 4 times 6? 24. What is 7 plus 24? 30. Is 31 equal to 66? No. So then here's the deal. This is what they're saying. Read the directions. It says, insert grouping symbols to make each number sentence true. In other words, you're going to have to put in some parentheses somewhere to make this sentence true. Okay? So where could I possibly put the parentheses to make it true, Jade?
Like 4 times 6.
I could do that. Let's see if that does it. What is 4 times 6? 24. What's 7 plus 24?
31.
Not going to cut it. So, okay, that's not it. Where?
7 plus 4.
Right, let's put it here. What is 7 plus 4? 11. What's 11 times 6? Oh. So then when they're asking you for is, when they say insert grouping symbols, in your answer column, you would write this, right? With the parentheses where it belongs. Where do you put the parentheses to make the statement true? Yeah. Yes. So all those things like parentheses, brackets, squigglies, those are all grouping symbols, right? Because you're grouping them, right? You're grouping them. So that's what a grouping symbol is parentheses, brackets, etc. Some of them you're going to have to put, like you may have to do more than one set on your questions. So anyway, you guys are ready for this. I've overkilled this. You have about 5 minutes now to work on your homework. I know, it's really exciting.
It's Wednesday, so we don't have.
Oh, you always have homework in math class. In advanced math, I ignore the Wednesday rule. That's the rule. So pre-algebra, here we go. It is page 11 and 12, 1 through 45 even, and 52 to 60 even. Should you put these two things on separate pages, Jay? No. All one assignment. Okay?